Where were you at when I popped off? Riding the coupe with the top off. I cannot fuck with no knockoff. I'm in the stool like a pop star. Damn it, I feel like an outlaw. You wanna talk with about dog? I'm in the room with the outlaws. I'm in the room with the outlaws. Let me deliver the home run. I'm calling this one a walk off.
What's going on, everybody? We back again. Welcome to Jumping In with Jack. A little depressed right now because obviously, what happened Sunday. But we still here. Got to make this content. So let's jump into it. Bengals are out of the playoff contention now after losing to the Ravens last weekend, 24 to nothing. Whew, what a game. Joe Burrow has probably his worst game of his career. The defense can't stop a nosebleed. Can't catch a nosebleed, can't stop a nosebleed, can't stop anything. Lamar Jackson only throws the ball 12 times, and we literally give up 2 tubs off of 12 throws. It's been a caveat of the season how bad we've been, and this is what it's come down to now. We are now in a situation where we don't have a chance. We're just looking for draft seeding, but it is a very, very good thing that we did make because I don't think we were in a position to we were in a position that I don't think we should have made the playoffs. If it would have happened, yeah, it would have been good. Zach Taylor keeps his job, most likely. More on for Zach Taylor later, but I just think in that situation, if he makes the playoffs, he keeps his tenure at the Cincinnati Bengals going. I think the game last Sunday, Burrow had his worst game ever. We saw it from the start. He looked off. He didn't look like his normal self. He didn't like the offense doesn't starts moving the ball, then we can't hit simple, 1, 2, 3, get it out your hand off the back foot. Two picks, one being a pick six, which was a pick that was handed off to another defender for a touchdown. And we both know how that went. Come on, bro. Like, we have to be better. Offensive line played, I guess, decent. If you want to, even if you want to call it decent. Defense, again, couldn't stop a nosebleed. Derrick Henry has 100 yards rushing. We averaged giving up maybe, I think it was 8 yards a carry, dang near. So again, it's just one of those things where offense did not complement the defense, and defense just didn't complement the offense. We played terrible on both fronts. We did not execute. We can blame the snow or all the little rumbles we had during the week, but that doesn't matter. You still have to go out and execute at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, yeah, it was a tough game to watch, tough game to witness. But at the end of the day, hey, we move on now. It's a new week. I think coming into this week, I thought since we lost this game, Joe Burrow was not going to see another snap this season after losing to the Ravens, but that was not the case because Zach Taylor comes out this week and said, I think it was yesterday, and says that there was zero consideration that Joe Burrow was going to sit for the rest of was going to sit. Um, Coming from a person who's watched Joe Burrow go through now 3 injuries, if it's my team or I'm the head coach, I'm saving the player from himself. I know that that's not how Joe Burrow is. I understand that. But at the end of the day, we need this man. We've seen what life is without him. And life without him is 1-4. Life without him is we can score on offense, but we can't get a stop on defense. Life without him is we're again watching the playoffs from our TV. That's reality. We're gonna be watching the playoffs again from the couch. So Zach Taylor, I need you to save the player from himself here. Because if he gets hurt in non-competitive games because y'all want to sit here and win. What does winning get us right now? What does winning get us? Winning doesn't do anything for us, but move us farther back in the draft, which we need players. If we get a higher pick, we can trade back and get more players to help our team. But at this point, we have to be smart. As an organization, we have to be smart. Right now, Joe Burrow saying, I still want to play this. That I get that. He's a competitor. No competitor wants to sit out. But a smart coach and a thoughtful coach of what he means to that team type guy knows what he means to that team knows like, bro, you do not need to play. You are the heart of this franchise. If you go down in a meaningless game, I'm fired no matter what. If you go down a meaningless game, And you're going to say, well, it's because he was being competitive. You're the head coach. Do your responsibility to keep your players healthy, because especially the guy that you're giving $50 million to. Just saying, like, that's just me not even being a coach in my own right, but a person who understands like this guy is everything to your franchise. Just saying, like, if it's Trey Hendrickson, okay, whatever, he plays. It is what it is. Like, we know he's on a 1 year deal. He plays. He's just trying to get his statistics up so he can be able to have a market when he goes into the free agency this offseason. But as for Joe Burrow, he does not need to play a single snap for the rest of the season. Unless his kneeling coming in to kneel the ball out, get him off the field. We have no reason for him to continue to play. We're not in playoff contention. We're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. Get him out of the game. Get him and sit him for the rest of the season. Honestly, you could sit Jamar too if you wanted to. Honestly, all three of them, Jamar T and Joe Burrow, you can sit them for the rest of the season. All this does for us is make sure that our pick is valuable. Why are you going to diminish that by playing these games and trying to win these games if that doesn't do anything but hurt the team? Because right now, if you go in and win these games, if we get instead of being a top 10, top eight pick, we're now middle of the pack, 12 to 15 slot, that's on you. Because the plays we could have had, you ruined it because you thought about we need to show we can win. No, we don't. Not at this point. We should have showed we could have win when we went to Buffalo. We should have shown we could win when we had Baltimore come to town. That's when we should have showed we could win. We don't care about it now. There's no point. What point are you trying to prove here if you play Joe Burrow? And Joe Burrow, Chase, and T. Higgins. What point are you proving? Well, we don't lay down. Lay down. Nobody cares at this point. If you lay down at this point, they realize what you're doing. You're trying to get seeding in the draft. That's all you're trying to do. We understand that. You need it. We don't need a 12, pick 15. We need a pick 7, a pick 5, a pick 8. We need top 10. Like, we're putting ourselves in bad situations. But continuing on, that's just how I feel right now about what we have going into this next week. There's no reason a starting skill player should be playing these next couple weeks. See what you got out of Taj Brooks. See if Mitchell Tinsley's the real deal. Because when he does get in, give Yoshivas high reps. I know he's already getting pretty good reps, but now he gets high reps on the outside. And if Yoshivas shows up, cool. If Mitchell Tinsley shows up, cool. Like, we have to find out what we have behind the curtain. Like, at this point, we don't have any way to get into the playoffs. We have nothing to fight for, in the sense of nothing to fight for. Put Joe Flacco in, give Mitchell Tinsley, Yoshi Voss the starting reps, move some guy to the slot, whoever you signed to the practice squad a couple days ago, well, like last week or the week before, and give those guys the reps. There's no reason Chase already got 1,000 yards. He's already top 5 in yardage. It's fine. I don't care if he loses top 5. He's still gonna be 1,000 yard receiver. He's still gonna be the number one receiver. He's gonna still be counted as a top 5 receiver, top 3 receiver in the NFL, if not top 2. And 9 times out of 10, he's not 2. So why sit over here and try to prove something that doesn't matter? Even if we win these last 3 games, what does it matter? It doesn't do anything for us but worsen our draft pick. Let's be smart. Let's be proactive. The Dolphins are being proactive. They said Tua's not playing a single snap for the rest of the season. Why? Because they're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. There's no point to get that guy hurt, and that's supposed to be our franchise. Follow the freaking footsteps. They're giving you the footsteps. They're showing it to you. I don't care if Joe Burrow gets pissed off. Guess what? If he's still collecting the check next week, he's not going to care. Put Joe Burrow on IR and make him sit the last couple weeks of the season. Be smart. I would put Joe Burrow. I would put Jamar Chase. Well, I'll sit Jamar Chase. Put T Higgins on IR because he's still dealing with concussion symptoms anyway. Simple. Joe Burrow and T Higgins go on IR. Chase gets healthy. Chase gets a scratch. Hey, bro, you don't even got to show up this week, bro. Stay home. He didn't fly on the team plane. I don't care. I don't care. We need these guys. Do not play these guys. Get these guys hurt, and now you're going to be sitting there with looking stupid with the dunce hat on, looking crazy as mess. But I digress. I digress. Moving on. Let's get into it, man. Let's go on and talk about future. I've already told a lot of my friend group this. I even talked to my dog Meech, you know what I'm saying, from Steel Talk. Shout out to the boys from Steel. Shout out to my boy from Steel Talk Podcast. Go check him out on YouTube. Link will be in the description if you want to check him out. But l- future for the Cincinnati Bengals, in my opinion, I want to clean house. Everybody, from coaching staff to front office, clean the whole entire building out and start all the way over. Honestly, being real, I'm almost to the point where I'm really about to say, "Hey, I need a new owner too," but I'm trying to give Mike Brown grace because I know he's built this franchise brick by brick on obviously his back and his family's back. At the end of the day, there has to be a time where you finally say, I'm not fit for this position because I'm causing more harm than I am good. And so far, Mike Brown, I'm not gonna lie to you, you're to the point where you're causing more harm than good. You're keeping people too long. You're being cheap when it matters. You're being cheap when we don't need you to be cheap. We're not being smart about our player personnel situation in the sense of we only have six to seven scouts trying to scout the country for top cream of the crop athlete or top cream of the crop talent for our team. We have a head coach who literally has the worst go forward and or be conservative acumen of any head coach in the NFL. We have a defensive coordinator who somehow has a player who thought we were going to get rid of next year playing at an elite level, but doesn't have a single defensive lineman who makes any type of plays playing. We got two first round picks starting right now. One of them hasn't played most of the season. Another one has played a good bit of the season, but hasn't registered any effect in games yet. We signed another guy, Joseph Osai, to a 1 year deal, and he's given us 5 sacks. I could have got that out of Sam Hubbard, which I've been getting that for the past 3 years with Sam Hubbard. And you can't say because Trey Hendrickson's been there because he hasn't been there either because he's dealing with a core injury. He's been out for God knows how long. So, with that being the case, clean house. Get all these old guys, all these prove it deals out the door. BJ Hill, gone. Joseph Osai, gone. Uh, Honestly, you could get rid of Shamar Stewart if you want to, too. Gone. Cam Taylor Britt, gone. Geno Stone, get him away from the team. Geno Stone, gone. Jordan Battle, you got to show me something better than what you've been giving me. I'm not saying you've been terrible, but you haven't been good. You've been mid at best. Honestly speaking, you've been mid at best. DJ Turner, heck of a way to show out this season. But again, 1 year doesn't show me that you got it. So if we're talking people to keep, Dax Hill, DJ Turner. You can honestly let Jordan Battle go if you want to. I won't shut an eye, but if you keep him, I won't shut an eye either. Other than that, and TJ Slate. Chris Jenkins, because he's obviously a rookie, you got to keep him. Other than that, everybody else can go. Cam Taylor Britt can go. Joseph Asai can go. Cam Johnson can go. Miles Murphy can go. All those guys can go. There's nothing about what they do on the field that makes them valuable to keep. Offensively, you let Jermaine Burton go already. Congratulations. Thank you. Hallelujah. Samaje Perine, honestly, he can stay just because he's a good blocking back. But again, what was the point of drafting Taj Brooks? That's my question. What was the point of drafting Taj Brooks? What was the point? Because at this point, you've already started. You brought Samaje Perine in, started him immediately over to Taj Brooks. Taj Brooks gets special teams reps, but other than that, what was the point of drafting Taj Brooks? I thought that was going to be the reason why we drafted Taj Brooks was so Samaje Perine and brought in Samaje Perine was for him to mentor Taj Brooks and Taj Brooks take the role over. But that hasn't happened. So I'm trying to figure out what is the point of Taj Brooks. We have to do something to start changing the culture. You change the culture in the sense of we are feared offensively. And honestly, we're not even feared offensively. We have players that people do have to account for. We're not feared offensively though. We just have players that they have to account for. Yes. I've watched the tapes of Mike Thomas say, "You see that guy right there, number 9. You see that guy right there, number 1. You see 5." Yeah, we know. But that's a division rival. Obviously, he's going to pay attention more to us. But as for the NFL, yes, everybody knows Chase. Everybody knows Burrow. Everybody knows T. Higgins. Everybody is starting to understand Chase Brown is a threat. We know Mike Gesicki's out there. That's fine. But as for our team, we have no identity on defense. We have not a single identity on defense. That's a problem. Fix that first. Offensively, O line. That's it. O line. Figure out the future at the O line. Orlando Brown's getting old, and you're seeing it. He's getting a lot more false starts because obviously he has to get out the gate earlier now. Because guess what? A lot of those DNs are young. A lot of those DNs are faster. A lot of DNs are beating him around the edge. That's why he struggles against Miles Garrett. That's why he struggles against guys in our division. He struggles against the Highsmiths, the Herbigs, the Miles Garretts, the Mike Greens. He struggles against those guys because those guys are fast. So find our future at left tackle. We'll find out what the future is at left tackle. Find what the future is at right and left guard. I think center, we're kind of understanding that Ted Karras is probably going to be the guy to be for the next 2 years or so. So I'm okay if Ted Karras is still here because Ted Karras didn't have a bad year. But as for we know right tackle solidified. We know Amarius Mims is the guy. We got that. Right tackle solidified. Right guard, left tackle are still in the air because Darl Rosner was obviously a pickup out of free agency. You go to the other side. You still got what's Buddy's name? Not Cordell Bosa. Lucas Patrick, I think. Yeah, Lucas Patrick. And again, another guy we signed out of free agency. But we have to find long-term solutions to these problems. But I think we need to start on defense. Defense starts the whole thing off. So no, I don't want a defensive lineman drafted in the first round. If we get who we want in the first round, that's fine. If we get somebody who we want in the first round, that's fine. But if it's me, I'm finding a veteran linebacker to put in that group with the linebackers because I've seen too many times where Barrett Carter looks like a lost puppy. Demetrius Knight looks like a lost puppy out on the field. It feels like they don't know where their help is at any time. They like some plays they lose where their help is. And it doesn't make sense because they're supposed to be the ones communicating on the defense. So why are the guys that are supposed to be communicating on the defense the most lost? Like secondary doesn't look lost like that. I'll be honest with you. It's not many times where the secondary looks lost. Other than when it's third and long, and then next they just I don't understand. It's a complete another disarray when it gets to third and long or fourth and long. But we're at a point now where we have to start understanding what our team is. Offensively, we can put up points. Yes, we didn't put up points last week. First time in a while we've been shut out. I mean, a good while. So I'm okay with understanding like we might have to free agency build the offensive line. I'm cool with that. Or draft offensive lineman through the draft. I'm cool with that. And even if we don't do it, free agency is fine too, or trades, whatever you feel is comfortable. But I feel like right now, I'll be honest with you, you could probably trade one of them. And I don't mean Jamar Chase, so you could probably guess where I'm going. And no, T. Higgins is not saying that T. Higgins wasn't good this year. But more so what I'm saying is he has a lot of interest. So with that being the case, this could be a way to be able to fortify other positions while gaining, because I feel like skill position wise, we do well at choosing our skill positions. So we have to be smart at what we do best. On offense, we do good at drafting skill guys, other than Jermaine Burton. Yoshi Voss, Princeton, good pickup. Mitchell Tinsley, good pickup. Jamar Chase, good pickup. T. Higgins, good pickup. I feel like we could do good in the draft trying to find another receiver to complement Jamar Chase. And you're gonna say, well, you're gonna lose the tandem, you're gonna lose the trio, this, that, and that's fine. Does the trio matter more or does winning matter more? What matters more to the organization? So if I'm the Cincinnati Bengals right now, T. Higgins is on the block. We're looking for defense and picks. That's what we're looking for. So if I can go and add Trey Hendrickson to the deal before his contract expires, and we can get Trey Hendrickson gone too, or we just have to lose him to free agency, that's fine. But getting that money off our books is one part. Second part is that puts a team that gives T. Higgins a fresh start. And I know he doesn't need one, but I'm going to give him one because we need more on the defensive side of the ball. I feel like offensively, we can figure it out with Jamar Chase and then finding another guy to put beside him. With Yoshi Voss or Mitchell Tinsley bringing up the back end in that slot role or outside role. So I would trade T. Higgins, put T. Higgins on the block, try to find a way to get more defensive help into the building. Number two, free agency. I'm looking for defense because we don't do well drafting defense. Free agency needs to be defense. Now, obviously, you're going to have to draft defense. We know this. We know we're going to have to draft players for defense, but that's fine. But the more I can add to that room that's just veteran talent or already knows how to run, know what to do, makes this a lot easier when I bring a young guy in and they need to learn. So let's be smart. Let's start off first. T. Higgins gets gone. Let's just say we get a second and a valuable player. Cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that right now. Like, let's make it happen. They're gonna say, "Oh, Jack, why would you give up T. Higgins?" Because this makes T. Higgins is going to hurt offensively. But I feel like we do better at developing wide receiver, running backs, and things of that nature talent compared to developing defensive talent. So again, I would rather be smart and bring made players into the organization that already know what to do, how to do it. And no, I'm not talking about no 33-year-old. I'm not talking about a 31-year-old. I'm talking about bringing in prime talent. So 26, 27-year olds who are in the league, established, know what they're doing, and can make an impact immediately. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for immediate impact. Immediate impact. So if I'm thinking right now, let's just go off the top of the head, somebody I can think of that could be a great asset to this team. So if we just go to, I'm just going to go to the stats. And let's just say right now we go to the Cardinals and offer them T. Higgins for no, not even the Cardinals. Let's go to the Rams. I mean the Raiders. Offer him T. Higgins. Yeah, offer him T. Higgins in a second for Max Crosby. That's established talent. Established talent right there. I don't think that will get the deal done, but I'm saying just in general, we're trying to find ways to be able to make this team better. Offer the Packers T. Higgins for Rashawn Gary and let's just say uh Xavier McKinney. Or do T. Higgins for Xavier McKinney in the third. I'll take that. We've now for sure at the free safety spot. Jordan Battle plays the strong safety spot, and then we find the defense alignment. We can come right back if we don't like T Higgins for that. Let's go T Higgins for Kobe Turner. I don't think the Rams will take it. They already got Devontae and Nakua. But just again, it's just throwing ideas out there. We have to do something to be able to make this defense better. Because yes, complimentary football is true. Yes, if I give you 30 points, I shouldn't be worried about losing the game because my defense is going to give up 35. We should win with 28 points scored. We averaged 30 this year. So that should give you a reasoning right there. But coaching staff wise, um, Al Gold, I know it's your first year. Sorry. If you do stay in this process, stay in this coaching change, you wouldn't be the play caller anymore. Because the guy I want is the defensive head coach, was the defensive coach, and that's Brian Flores. Let's make a change. Let's stop going with these offensive minded. Let's go with somebody who's going to teach not to be scared. Somebody who's very very versatile, who plays a lot of freaky coverages, who makes quarterbacks uncomfortable by blitzing, by making them think, make them process late or process fast and late. Like, let's get a guy who's known for being a great defensive builder with probably not the best of talent. I mean, we go to that Viking squad, maybe three names off that roster. That's not Dallas Turner. Give me three names in the comment section. If you can do that for him without looking it up, hey, you're goaded. But that's the guy I want. I want Brian Flores. I want a guy who's going to come in, change the stigma on our defense and just be like, Joe, all you got to do is just not lose us the game. That's what I want. I want Joe to be excited because he knows his defense is not going to give up 30 points a game. And he doesn't feel pressure that he has to score 30. He feels like, I'll be honest with you, and I hate this, and I hate to brag about this team because they're a rival, but it's true. Aaron Rodgers isn't scared if he scores 17 points because he feels like his defense can hold a team under 17 points. I'm just being real. Lamar Jackson feels okay with scoring 20 points. You know why? Because the Ravens are very well known for not giving up more than 20 points. Josh Allen feels okay with scoring 20 points because he feels like his defense will get a stop to be will get stops so that they can win with 20 points. Patrick Mahomes was cool with scoring 20 points. You know why? Because his defense made him feel comfortable that 20 points was all he needed. That's where I'm at. I just want to be able to say Joe Burrow can run out on that field and put up 20 to 25 points and feel okay that his defense will hold. And no, that's not saying I wouldn't want more points, but more so what I'm getting at is I don't feel secure with a lead if the lead isn't if it's not a lead. Like, there's no game this season where I felt just like, oh, we're good. There's not a game this season where I felt like that. Even the beginning of the season, the Browns game, didn't feel comfortable. Jags didn't feel comfortable. Didn't feel comfortable any game. Steelers game, even though we started off the game hot. The Steelers game where we won, we started off the game hot. Still wasn't comfortable. And it showed why. Second matchup with the Steelers, it showed why. First matchup with the Ravens, still wasn't comfortable. And that's with 5 turnovers. So let's be smart. Let's start now thinking of ways to put our team in a better position. And to be honest with you, it starts with the changing the personnel that you have in the office. And yes, you're going to say, well, not everything's a coach thing. Some things are play thing. That's right. The change doesn't all come from just play. I mean, from just coaches. Because Geno Stone, Joseph Osai, Miles Murphy, Trey Hendrickson, Cam Taylor-Britt can all go to free agency right now. And I would not care. I wouldn't bat an eye. You asked for a prove it deal and you didn't prove anything. Trey Hendrickson hasn't played most of the season, so you have no excuse for why 5 sacks felt like you did something. It's an underachievement. You asked for a prove it deal, you proved nothing. You didn't win. So Duke Tobin, you're gone. Zach Taylor, gone. Al Golden, if you survive, you survive, but if not, gone. You can go back to Notre Dame. They need you. Just being real. The only guys I feel like really could stay are some of the maybe position coaches, and even still then, gone. We kept a cornerback coach. He got one guy that looked promising. Dax Hill looked okay, slash Garbo sometime, but he looked okay. Jordan Battle looked Geno Stone can go somewhere. Don't care about Geno Stone. And yeah, Cam Taylor Britt is Cam Taylor Britt. If he finds somewhere else and he does well, that's fine. But he will not be a Cincinnati Bengal next year if I'm the GM. So that's my spiel right now. That's how I feel. Bengal season's over, and I am a little ticked, but at the end of the day, still here. Who Dey Nation, we still rocking. But we have to make changes. Changes have to be made. And we can't start it off by saying Joe Burrow plays in useless games. And they're gonna say no game is useless because we still should win. We should still try to win. No, we shouldn't. We're trying to make our team better. Making our team better means losing. I know it sounds crazy, but we have to lose right now. We're not in a position that we need to win. The need to win was the past 2 weeks, and we didn't do it. So focus on now, future. Future is Joe Burrow needs to be there. Jamar Chase needs to be there. T. Higgins can be there, but if he's not, I'm not tripping. Let's think about our future. But as always, y'all, leave your comments in the comment section. I'm gonna ask y'all, what do y'all think the Bengals should do? Should Joe Burrow start this week, or should he sit for the rest of the season and save himself for the new year? The new year coming around. If you got anything else y'all want to talk about, please leave it in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification so y'all know when these videos drop. But as for always, make sure you get a good prayer in, drink some water, and we are out.